Hi. Need to adjust the lighting because it's not very good. Is that any better? A bit better. I don't think I'm going to get any better because I think the bags are just mine. Nothing to do with the lighting. That'll have to do. You'll have to see me half in shadow. For some reason, my light is not in its usual position. Hi there, Lizzie. Hi, Lydia. Hi, Jude. Hi, Chris. I'm struggling with this lighting. There I am, half in shadow. Well, perhaps a lot better in the shade anyway. Oh, hey. Well, if you see me whinging, I'm sorry because I've been sat on a hard plastic chair at the craft show today, and it's trapped a nerve in my back, so my back keeps going ding, ding. The show was rubbish. Obviously, not very well publicised. So the only people that came in, I think, were the congregation. So I don't think they were in the mood for buying anything. This light's not right, is it? Oh, is that any better? That's a bit better. It's cold here, Esther. It is cold, and I got cold at the show. So enough said about that. I've got the heat pad on my back, Chris. I've got the heat pad on my back. I know, but nobody. Do you know when they just do a circle like that round all the stalls and they don't even stop to have a look? Not just me, not just my stall or our stall. They just kept doing a circle. Can I see your comment? Where have you left it, Nathan? If it's on me Facebook, I haven't seen it then. No, it was a bit disappointing. I was a bit sorry for my friend because she'd made some absolutely beautiful. The little hats that everybody said are little hats are actually gnomes. They're made out of socks. You make them out of a pattern sock. You put all the fringing on and all that. They're actually gnomes. Yeah. So they're not hand knitted and they're not machine knitted. They were bought socks, and you make the gnomes out of socks. Yeah. I mean, they were ridiculously cheap, and yet people weren't buying them. She didn't sell out of anything. She's got another craft show next week, which I'm not doing. I think I'm done. The last craft fair, yeah, and nobody bought them, Chris. They just walked past. That's what it was like. As I say, I don't think they publicised it very well. It was a church craft fair, and I think they probably only told the congregation. I don't think they publicised it at all. Just it wasn't our stall; it was everybody's stall. In fact, one of the ladies that was facing us, she had some beautiful stuff on that, and she just went home early. Just went home early. The only thing that did well was a tombola. People were getting teddies on tombola prizes, and there was actually booze, which surprised me because it was in a church. Oh gosh, I'm going hot now. I was cold before, but I've just took 2 painkillers, and I've got a heat pad on my back, and now I'm getting all whoo, and a hot coffee. So I'm over. After being freezing, I'm now too hot. It won't last. I'll take my cardigan off for a minute. See, I've even got my thermal on. Oh dear. Now I can't get it off. If I smell something cooking, it's on too high. No, it's just me normal microwavable heat pad. It's not cooking meat. Did I have a nice time? No, not really. And we had to pay for our own tea and coffee, which at the other craft fair we got for free if we were stall holders. Yeah, we've got the fire on because I was freezing when I came in, absolutely freezing. But now, because I've got the heat pad on, I've took painkillers and I've got a coffee, I'm too warm now. And I've also got my thermal vest on. You know, you wouldn't go anywhere in Fleetwood without your thermal vest. It's a bit cold. Oh dear. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, whoever I haven't said hello to. Hiya. Yeah, the fire is lit. It's just gently glowing somewhere over there. Oh, you can't see it, can you? Yeah, you can just about see it gently glowing. The tree is out behind. Oh, you can't see. The tree is out behind me, but it's still in its box because my daughter-in-law brought it downstairs, and I said I can't put it up this weekend. I'm going out tomorrow, if I haven't already mentioned it. My nieces are coming tomorrow with my. Oh, I've got no dark. What's going on with this light? What is wrong with this light? My niece is coming tomorrow and bringing my sister-in-law, and we're going out for lunch. My belated. I've had like a birthday week because with Royal Mail being on strike, I got 2 birthday cards yesterday. Only a week late, but what the heck? Better late than never, I suppose. I knew I was missing 2. I don't bother about presents. That doesn't worry me at all. But I do like a card, you know, just to show that somebody's thinking about you, yeah. Because I've told everybody, don't buy me presents, you know. Don't want them. My niece said, "What do you want? What do you need?" I said, "I don't need anything." She said, "I know what you're going to say. You're going to say slippers, aren't you?" And I said, "Well, slippers are always useful." And she goes, "Oh, God, you're so boring. You always say slippers." I said, "Well, I wear them all the time, so I sort of wear them out." So whether or not she will get me slippers, I don't know. I actually had a pair of socks on the other day, Chris, which is very rare for me. I don't wear socks because I don't like the feel of them on my feet. And yeah, I did. I had some socks on, but then I couldn't get my boots on because my boots fit me, but they don't fit me with. Yeah, I bought some wool only because I got orders for headbands and mittens to match, which I don't want to do, but because you know me, I'm off my crocheting. I'll try and find it to show you. But to be truthful, the wool's cost me more than I'm going to get for the blinking headband and arm warmers. It's a good job she's a friend. It's James C. Brett Masquerade Chunky, and I got it from the Naked Sheep in Cleveland. That it's quite true to colour, yeah, that's pink and blue. I got 2 balls of each. I think they're about £2 odd each or something. I got 2 balls of that one, which I think is rather nice. I like that one. Oh, it's upside down. I don't know whether it's back to front for you. It's back to front looking at it here. It's James C. Brett. I think it's all acrylic. She says not being able to read it. You need longer arms, don't you, when you get to my age? 150 metres. 100% premium acrylic, yeah. And the last one is, where's the last one? That one. That one. So I'm supposed to be making headbands and arm warmers. She's giving them for Christmas presents. But I've already told her that this will cost me more than what I was going to charge her for the set. So I said to her if she wants to go and get some more wool, because she was waffling on about something being cheaper at the market. I said, well, if you go and get some at the market, I'll make them. I can always use these others up, some shape or form. Yeah. So I'm using up one I bought ages ago. Sprinkles Pop Chunky. I got this from Naked Sheep as well. This is Signet, yeah. I'm trying my hardest to get back into crochet, which I'm not doing very well at. I'm making another headband. Why, I don't know, because I'm not actually selling. Well, I'm selling them, but I'm selling them at a loss, if you know what I mean. So we shall see what we shall see. Oh, dear. I was in the process of changing my things from Etsy onto eBay, but so far I've only done 4 things. Somebody's watching one of them, which is a good sign, isn't it, if they're actually watching it, yeah? But so far, people have viewed them, but nobody's been interested. Hi, Donna. Hi, Jeannie. So we shall see what we shall see. Can't be any worse. I mean, I had some beautiful comments from everybody when I did my whingy whiny video, yeah? It seems to be the same the world over, apparently, you know. I wish Etsy would just crash and burn. I really do. I don't like wishing ill upon anybody, but I wish, because they got too big for the boots. So I hope they just go thump one day and it all implodes. Oh dear. You have to excuse me, I'm rather thirsty. I don't know why. We had a chippy tea today. For those of you in America, that means we went to the chip shop, which I don't know whether you have them over there. And I had pudding and chips with gravy. So it's left me rather thirsty. Hi there, Munchkin Heaven. How are you? You're not doing anything right now, Donna. You're looking for a project. I'm a bit that. I'm not. My heart's not into making these headbands, and yet I've got. Have I ever tried to iron a knitting pattern that's crumpled? Yes, I've done that many times. Because I used to take my crocheting and my knitting backwards and forwards to work and never putting it into a plastic sheet like anybody sane would do. I used to just shove it in my bag so it finished up looking like a screwed up mess, and then it'd be getting rips at the corners, you know. I'm very careless with my patterns. Oh, you started a campfire cardigan. I've gone right off mine. I've just gone off my crocheting. I don't know why. I just have. I think the incentive to do it's just gone at the moment. If I start going a bit doolally, it's because I've took some strong painkillers. So we start going a bit. You'll know what it is. Oh dear. Well, if you're worried about singeing it, Jeannie, just put a towel over it or something so you don't burn the paper. A lot can be done with a damp tea towel, you know, or dishcloth or whatever you want to call them over there. We call them a tea towel over here. Hey. Yeah, my friend, she's doing a craft fair next week with another of our friends. I can't do it next week because I'm doggy watching. Yeah, doing doggy watching. So we'll have dogs next Saturday because they're going to a Queen tribute concert. And I said, "Oh, you're not taking the dogs. You're not taking them." They said, "It's all right. We can take them." I went, "No, the poor little ears." I said, "No, you're not taking them." I wasn't all that fussed about doing another craft fair anyway. Over here in England, they're actually, well, not a washout, but you know what I mean. The rail, I did get it assembled, but then it went and it slid down. So it was a very low rail. They are actually really rubbish, those rails. They're meant to hold 2 shirts, I think, and a t-shirt, you know. They're not meant to hold anything of any. Yeah, I was sat there like that, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw it going. Wait, first of all, it went like that. One side went down, and then the other side followed. And everybody's going, "You rail, you rail." And I'm going, "Yeah, it's a lot of rubbish, really." I mean, I brought it home. I don't know why. I felt like leaving it there under the table. Do you know something, Connie? I actually felt like knitting. I felt like just abandoning everything I'm doing and knitting. But I won't. I've got these flipping headbands to do because she wants to give them to people for Christmas. I'm not doing any Christmas knitting this year. Oh, hello, Ethan. Sleeves to me go faster than the back. The back is the worst for me. Or if it's a sweater, the back and then the front. The sleeves are more interesting because you're shaping, aren't you? Then you're shaping again. But the back just seems to be, well, for me, my size, it just seems to go on forever. Perhaps not as big as it used to be, but still big enough. Yeah, I could knit a headband, I suppose. I'd have to go in the shed to get my needles. My knitting needles are all in the shed. In here is looking remarkably. Yeah, sold it. Sold it, Chris. That's one thing I sold. I sold that rosy wrap, so it's gone from my life. The lady picked it up and she said, "Is it a neckband?" I said, "Well, you could wear it round your neck as a little scarf if you wanted." I said, "Oh, you could wear it round your head." She goes, "Oh, what a good idea." And she bought it. So it has gone. The dreaded rosy wrap has gone, never to be repeated. So I don't know why I started this. It's front post, back post, and I'm already fed up with it, and I've got about 20 inches to do. Never mind. Never mind. So I'll have less interest in doing these headband sets things because I'll be making a loss. Not even a tiny bit of profit. I'll be making a loss. So that doesn't give me much incentive. I won't even get £1 for making a set. Because I already told her a price and then she said, "Oh, I want it with flex in." But the price I quoted was like for the cheaper plain wool. But she said, "I like them flecky. Can you get them with the colours in?" Mm. Well, of course, if you know anything about fleck wool, it's always 3 times the price of the plain. I didn't have any. Well, I might have some in the shed, but I don't want to break into. I won't break into large packets of wool just to take 2 out. Because I've got this idea, if it's a large pack, I can make something like a cardigan or a sweater with it. Whereas if I start dipping into it and taking balls out of it, then it won't make anything. So, oh yeah, the flex always got less yardage. Have you noticed? Yeah. I noticed it when I used to be able to buy Red Heart. There was always less on the random colours. You know, the dye must weigh so heavy, like not, but still. Hey dear. So I'm not ordering anything else. I had to buy this wool, which went against the grain really, but I had to go and buy it because I just didn't have the colours that she wanted. But I'm definitely on a yarn ban. I don't know about anybody else. Definitely on a yarn ban. Coming up to Christmas. I'm trying to save up for a holiday for next year and the bank account's just going down. Everything's gone up. Food's gone up. Everything, everything you go for's gone up. And like you say, my pension and that doesn't. So you have to make do, don't you? What you've got, you have to buy less. So I'm definitely not buying wool. I don't even look if it says mega sale or it says Black Friday. I'm like, no, not going there. I'm probably going to put some more wool on eBay if you're in the UK. It won't be my ice yarn that everybody seems to want. It won't be that. But I do still have quite a lot of wool. I mean, I won't be getting what I paid for it, but at least it'll be something in my pocket and it'll be out of the shed, won't it? As you know, I'm trying to make the shed more into a crafting space than a dumping ground. Well, it's not a dumping ground because it's tidy, but you know what I mean. It's a storage unit. Yeah, I'll probably do a YouTube video showing you what I'm taking out the shed. I usually show, I'm putting this in, I'm putting this in. I usually do a video because it gives me so much to talk about. Because we're not knitting and not crocheting at the moment. I feel as though I've got nothing to say to you all when I do my videos. It's like, hello, hi peeps, happy Friday, happy Monday, happy Tuesday. Got nothing to say. I did try and take the camera with me. I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll film my very boring scooter ride to Fleetwood. Takes the camera, everything. I'm not on the new one, I'm still on the old one. Gets the camera like that, opens it up, and I started. Well, the C's not in today, and then the low battery, and it switched itself off. And my phone has got some kind of a virus on it, and it keeps shutting itself down when I'm in the middle of anything. So I'm waiting for. Well, the woman at the phone shop in Cleveland said that they could do it, but I'd have to back everything up, and I have no idea how you do that. Anyway, my youngest step-granddaughter's husband is a whiz with things like that, and hopefully he's coming on Boxing Day. So I'm afraid poor Russ will get... Russ, can you sort this phone out for me? So we'll see what happens next. Oh, there's creaking. Somebody's coming downstairs. That probably means the dogs will come flying in. Rosie should be called Nosy Rosie because she always wants to know what's going on. She always wants to come in to see I'm still here or something. Nosy Rosie. Oh, you know, I'm not enjoying this. I've always been a person who's absolutely enjoyed crocheting and knitting, and I've had a great deal of pleasure out of it. And with all what's gone on recently, you know, with Etsy and one thing and another, I've just gone off it all. Gone off it all. I mean, everybody's been lovely. They've given me such lovely, lovely comments, you know, on my video. Really supportive, you know. I'm so lucky, really, that I've got such supportive friends. And, but it seems to be a worldwide thing. It's not just me, which makes me feel marginally better. Not a whole lot better, but marginally better when you know it's not just you. Because you start doubting yourself. You start thinking, is my work really that awful that nobody wants to buy it? Or do I make all the wrong stuff? Or do I do the wrong colours? What's wrong? You know, you start having really periods of self-doubt. But when you get lovely comments and people are saying, oh, well, it's the same here, it's the same there, I've tried this, that, the other. And I think, well, at least I'm not on my own. I'm not alone. We are a little band of crafters that look out for each other, don't we? Let's face it. You know. But it is what it is, isn't it? So I've got to pick myself up, dust myself off, and do something about it, really. Take up jigsaws or something like that. I can't take up art because I'm no good at painting. And I can only read for a bit before my eyes start going wonky. You know, and I'm definitely not doing them 5D paintings. That definitely would be the end. And cross stitch I can't do because my eyeballs don't, you know. I used to be able to sell things. I don't know whether it's COVID, or the time of whatever, the money circumstances in the world or what it is, but I did used to be able to, I mean, not mega things, but I did used to be able to sell things that I made That is how come I wound up with such a big inventory. You know, because I was always replacing what I'd sold, yeah. But we shall see what we shall see. I was a bit upset, but now I've got over it. You have to gird your loins, as they say, and get on with it, don't you? Yeah. I don't make baby blankets. I never could sell them. Never could sell. I never could sell baby items either. I've still got quite a few left over, but still can't sell them. I don't know why. People love them. Grandmas absolutely adore them, but the people who put them on the babies don't. I did craft fairs in my previous location a little bit. I didn't do many, honestly, Lydia. I didn't bother too much because I've never been a person who sold very well at craft fairs. Yeah. You know, I think the people who sell things at craft fairs tend to be people who are doing cakes and sweets and toys and stuff, which, you know, they shouldn't be doing really with the toys because there's so many rules and regulations in the UK for doing toys. You know, you've got to have the right kind of stuffing, you've got to have the right kind of wool, you've got to have the right kind of safety eyes, they've got to be passing all this safety tests and everything. And also, you know, if you do a copy of something that's a cinema, oh, stop it. It keeps giving me. Do you know, I never get updates for YouTube unless I'm doing my live. It drives me mad. I'm getting all these updates that people are doing videos. Yeah, so I've never been a craft fair kind of person. It's never really worked out for me. You know, maybe I don't present myself very well. I mean, our stall today, I thought it looked really nice, but still didn't attract people's eyeballs when they went past. You know, still, never mind. As we say, we live and learn. Tomorrow is another day. I'm going out for my lunch tomorrow, so let's think about something happy. I don't like being a Debbie Downer, you know what I mean? I don't like watching woeful videos. Oh, woe is me videos. I don't like them. My life has gone horribly wrong videos now. I'm guilty of doing an odd one every now and again. Yeah, I'll hold my hand up, yeah. But I try not to. It's going very strange colours, isn't it? It's going to yellow now. It's got blue at one end and it's going into yellow now. Still, never mind. Carry on going, you fool. Keep going. It looks like a mermaid scale. It's front post, back post crocheting, Chris. I mean, you do cross, you know what that is. It looks textured, but it's a pain to do, and it also eats up the wool. But with a headband, you know, I don't want to do it just plain stitch, because even though it's nice wool, it still looks a little bit boring, yeah. The temperature, oh my God, people who do blankets, Lydia, it would destroy my soul. Tunisian is something I want to learn to do. I can do the basic stitches, but I can't get my tension straight. Oh, people always want something for nothing. You're right there, Kim. You know, I was selling hats at a fiver and headbands for £3. There was a woman on another stall selling headbands for £8. I don't think she sold any either. So people just don't want to part with their money. As I say, it wasn't just my stall. Oh, that would destroy me, Lydia. That absolutely destroy me. If I knew that all I had to crochet was a blanket for a year, I think I would literally have given up my crochet forever. I can't do blankets. I just can't. I've done a child's blanket and a baby blanket, but that's as much as I've managed to stand without going crazy. You know, people who do, yeah, that's fine. If that's what they want to do, let them do it, but it's just not me. I'm a garment person. I'm only happy when I'm designing or creating a garment. That is basically all I want to do. If somebody, you know, only wants to crochet a blanket, then that's absolutely fine if that's what they want to do. They're happy crocheting a blanket, then fair dues. I've always said, you know, you do what you're happy doing. It's just I'm not. But I'm not trying to influence anybody else. I'm not saying to other people, oh, don't make a blanket, don't make this, don't make that. Because not everybody feels like making a garment. Not everybody feels confident enough. I mean, I started at the age of 13 making garments without patterns, just doing them because there was no patterns. So I had to think on my feet from about the age of 13 onwards, how I designed things, how I did things. So to me, it's like normal for me to make a garment. That's what I think of normality. But if somebody starts crocheting and they just start crocheting blankets, then that's maybe what they want to do. I don't know. Oh, I did make a blanket for Buster once. And I did make a blanket for Gigi, but Gigi was only the size of a tiny cat. So it wasn't like making a king size blanket. And I've got an increase there where I shouldn't have, I think. Something's gone on a bit there. Hi, bears, crochet critters. Crochet a great kilt. I have made in the past a long dress. But to me, that was a garment. It wasn't like making a blanket. Sorry, I have to pull it back. I've got one stitch too many on one side. You know, when you're trying to keep the side straight, one goes out. I crocheted about an hour at the cafe the other day on a headband and found that I'd lost a stitch and it had gone in. Being me, it had to come back. I cannot abide if anything's not right. I don't know whether you're the same. A crocheteer's aid. No, I've crocheted a dress, like I say. One time I crocheted a dress. I crocheted mini dresses by the ton, yeah. Not for me. But I've crocheted mini dresses, open work, 60s style mini dresses. I've crocheted loads of them. But, yeah, I think I'm going to start wearing a festival top and, you know, dancing about on the seafront with my wrinkly 77-year-old body and going, here I am. I'm sure it would get views for novelty value alone, even if people said, oh, for goodness sake, put your clothes back on. But it seems to be the in thing with these sweet young things that crochet two bits and a load of strings and sell it as a bikini. Yeah, I mean, well, I'm not knocking it, Rebecca. If anybody wants to make a blanket, fair dues. If that's what they like doing, then do it. I'm all in favour of make what you want to make, yeah. Oh, yeah, they do that, yeah. There's one lady in particular, she's only been crocheting for a couple of years and she sort of thinks she's it, you know. And she's going, oh, it's so fantastic, it's so cool, and it's like two raggedy bits of... I wouldn't have put my name to them, you know. They look unfinished to me. Bits of string holding them up, and I'm like, you've got to have a little sweet little body. You know, if you've got boobs that need holding up, like, you know, those little bikini tops are no good at all, are they? Also, a lot of people must live in hot climates because all they make is mini tops and little sleeveless things and all that. And I'm like, well, it's a bit cold over here. The market for like festival tops or the period of time you could sell them in the UK is very small. You know, most people want thermal vests, not little bikini tops. Oh dear. Still, never mind. Oh, Maya Luna, yeah. I wish she'd put some clothes on that woman. She's always half stripped, isn't she? Gets a bit boring seeing her prancing about with out on, doesn't it? I feel like saying, put something on, cover yourself up. No. When I'm not being a bit, well, I am being a bit bitchy, but she's getting on a bit now. It was all right about 10 years ago, but she's pushing it a bit now. Oh, dear. It's growing a bit, isn't it? It's growing a little bit. Yeah, we don't go brown in the UK, you're right, especially here. I looked in the top of my wardrobe and I packed away, like last summer, my summer dresses, and I didn't even unpack them this year. They're still there. I'm thinking, yep, I'm going to go through them eBay. Probably not the right time of year to be selling summer dresses, but hey ho. Definitely they'll be going on. If I haven't worn them all this year, then I can't want them, can I? Oh, my nerve just twinged in me back. What is it Marie Kondo says? If it doesn't give you joy, get rid of the Hoover and things like that. They don't give me joy. The Hoover, the duster, the polish. I could feel those and think, no, they don't give me joy. I'm a bit more what's it with wool, though. With wool, I can't touch it and say I don't like it because I tend to like everything I touch, really. But I need to be more ruthless. I need to get rid of some of the stuff in the shed. Cheers. It's not beer, by the way. It's dandelion and burdock. When we came to view this bungalow, this house, whatever you want to call it was beautiful. It was summer and it was gorgeous and it was hot. And I never thought past what would happen when it's cold weather. Never thought about that. And it is blinking windy as anything here. I'm sure I've got more wrinkles since I came here. I get sandblasted, yeah. I bought myself a new hat. Did you see it? It's grey. It's got fur around here, furry pom-pom, and a big piece that comes across here. It's lovely and warm. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not being vain, but I think the wind and all that's battering my face and getting more wrinkles than I ever had before. I don't usually age that quick. But still. Oh, that chair. Oh, that chair at the church. It was plastic. It was one of those shaped ones. And it didn't support me at all, my back, and it is killing me. You're illuminating a pair of gloves. Woohoo. Yeah, the cold wind's brewing him. Well, what left I had him. I mean, I'm not being vain, Chris. I had wrinkles before, but I've got more wrinkles than I thought I would have got in the last 12 months, if you know what I mean. I used to pride myself on looking after my skin and I've always moisturised and done everything. And I used to think to myself before I came here, oh, yeah, you're doing all right with your skin. Here, it's got all wrinkles and, oh, the texture of it's rubbish. I'm buying, like face cream and that by the bucketful now. Slap it on, keep it on. It is. It's very chilly, Lydia. You're right there. As you say, when you go up the seafront, you feel as though your cheeks are paralysed because they're so cold. They're so cold, they freeze. And my eyeballs felt like they were frozen the other day. I didn't have me gangster granny motorbike goggles on. I didn't have them on. And my eyeballs felt like they were frozen. I went in the cafe and they're just streaming like I was heartbroken. Because the minute I went in the warm, of course, my eyeballs must have defrosted. You can always tell the people who were born in Fleetwood. They're out there in their shorts. They've still got their shorts on. It's very damp, you're right. When the sea's up, it chucks spray at you and you feel like you're being sandblasted. You don't have to exfoliate, Donna. It just chucks it at you when you're going along. I mean, sometimes when I'm going along, I have to do that. As I'm travelling along, luckily I can steer my scooter with one hand because it's hitting, the side of my face that much. And the problem is, if I keep that big scooter, it says you can't use it when it's windy. So what's the flipping point of it? I got it to keep the wind out as much as anything, and then it's telling me now I can't use it in the wind. Yeah, the cold makes my eyes water, honestly. Oh, I couldn't do -19, Don, I know. It's 4 degrees here at the moment, and I think that's cold. Yeah, 4 degrees is cold enough for me. It's not in here, obviously. If it was -32, I would have to move. I would have to move to California or somewhere like that, Donna. I would be moving to the Caribbean, even if I had to live in a tent. I couldn't stand -32, not for nothing. No, I hibernate for days sometimes if it's really bad, yeah. It got to 32. It's 4 here, Chris, 4. 32 will be tropical. I mean, I know some places in America are really, really cold, but there's also some places in America that are really, really warm, aren't they? Really, really hot. It's such a big place, isn't it? I mean, you could fit England or you could fit the UK in one corner. If you think of your smallest state in America, that's probably the UK. It's tiny compared. There were shorts over here. Donna, don't ask me why. There must be natives wearing shorts. The postman had shorts on the other day. It was not warm. I was reading something. There's somebody on Facebook saying they'd ordered something in the UK and it hadn't arrived and they were thinking they were being ripped off. I just put on saying, we've had about 3 or 4 postal strikes. That's where your parcel probably is. You're not being ripped off. It's probably stuck in Royal Mail. I thought, give it time. I got birthday cards, I think I said yesterday. Got birthday cards. A week late. I knew they were on the way because I knew there were people who would have normally. sent me a card, so I knew they were missing, if you know what I mean. Hi, Magali. No, I don't wear shorts. I'm the wrong age group for shorts. I wear them in the garden, but I wouldn't go out in them. You know, got the wrong shaped legs and the wrong age group for shorts. I've never been a shorts person unless it was kind of holiday. Yeah, holidays. I would wear shorts on holidays. Oh, it's not a question of caring what I look like. It's a question of my legs would be cold. My legs would be cold over here. I've always been more happy in a cotton dress, you know, rather than a pair of shorts. Yeah. Yeah. I just like a cotton dress. But then you just wear your underwear underneath. It's much cooler than wearing shorts with elastic round your waist. In the summer, I don't like anything like elasticated or tight around my waist. I like flowing cotton dresses that don't, that don't cling in. Who's saying hi, Oh, hi, Magali. Yeah, I'm all for comfort. Did you miss much? Not that much, Jane. Talking about weather at the moment and wearing shorts and stuff like that, which I don't do. But apparently Donna wears shorts. She appears on here as Twyla, but she's actually called Donna. Yeah. You only miss me going off the crocheting as well, Jane. I'm trying my best here to do a headband. Yeah, I've got the fire going. I was freezing before, but now I've had to take my cardigan off now. I've got hot. I think it's the painkillers I've took and the hot coffee I had. And I've got a heat pad up my back because I sat on a very uncomfortable hard plastic chair at the craft fair. It went like that, and it was no support to the bottom of my back, and it killed me. Oh, I know I've got a bad back, but normally it's not that bad. But if I sit on something uncomfy for about 3-4 hours, it is uncomfy. I mean, one of the reasons I stopped going to one of my knit clubs was because the chairs in the bar were, oh God, they were so uncomfortable. I used to go home every week and have to take painkillers and put heat pads on and it was nothing to do with anything else. It was just the chairs. If you sat on an uncomfortable chair, it just throws you out for the rest of well, it does me. I suppose when you're younger and you haven't got anything wrong with you can sit on anything, can't you? But bar stools and stuff like that are just not good for my age group. I remember going out once to a friend of mine's hen do, and they had those very tall bar stools. I couldn't even get on the thing. One of the guys going past said to me, "Do you want a lift to get on there?" I said, "Yeah, but don't go away far, will you? Because I might need to get off at some stage." He helped me get on it, yeah. They were up here, really high. And I couldn't ask for a smaller chair because where we were eating was like a bar thing that would be about my eye level, you know. Oh dear. But when I wanted to go to the toilet, I was like, oh my God, I've got to get off this chair. I've got to slide off this muffy thing, muff it. You can tell I'm not concentrating because I'm having to battle hard to keep it straight. Oh dear. You know, when you're not concentrating and you put an extra stitch in or you lose a stitch, yeah. I had to pull a whole headband back the other day because I did in the middle. I'd lost a stitch somewhere along the line. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Other people said, "Oh, nobody would have noticed it," but it would. I would have done because it went like that. Then it lost the stitches, so it went narrower. I can't put anything out if I'm not happy with it. You know, other people make a mistake and they say, "Oh, it's fine, it's fine. I'll work round it," or "I'm going to leave it. I can't be bothered in doing it." And me, I'm like, "No, it has to be undone." Yeah, I've got to decide what I'm going to wear on Tuesday because it's like the Christmas do. Definitely not a Christmas jumper because I got rid of them all when I moved here. So I haven't got any jumpers with Father Christmas elves or reindeer on anymore. I've got a maroon velvet dress, but I'm not sure if it's a bit too figure hugging. And I do not propose to wear any of those, suck you in underwears. Not for a Christmas dinner anyway. You want to expand, don't you? Not contract. I'm not that vain. I'd rather let my belly hang out than wear those shape, whatever they're called. You know what I mean, ladies, don't you? Those shape things that they keep advertising on Facebook, that suck you in about 6 sizes smaller. Yeah, like they do, yeah. When you get them home, you either can't get in them, or when you do get in them, they don't work like they do on the movies, if you know what I mean. Or if they do come like that, then you have a big bust and fat knees, yeah. Oh, I don't want the beast from the east. They can keep that. I'm going to hibernate. If it's the beast from the east, I ain't going out. Especially not here by the sea. Can you imagine what it'll be like if it's the beast from the east? Yeah, it shows this woman that's got this big fat bulging belly, don't they? And she puts these super duper super knickers on. And she looks like that after that. Like, no. The fat has got to go somewhere. It doesn't just disappear. So it either goes up to your bust or it goes down to your knees, one of the two. You cannot just, if it was that easy, everybody would wear them. How's your diet doing, Nathan? You're not putting that weight back on again, are you? Yeah, that's what it was a restaurant with these high bar stools. What treats have I got today? I've got Maltesers. They used to say the snack with the less fattening centre, but now because of trade descriptions, they can't say that anymore. Oh dear. Yeah, that's what it was like when I went out for that. Well, it was not a bachelor. What do you call it? A hen do. So she was having it in a restaurant. And that was I couldn't get on the bar stool. I had to get the young man had to stick me on. He must have seen me struggling. I didn't want to put my leg on it in case like the whole thing tipped over, yeah. Oh, you're making lemon drizzle cake. Right? Have you done enough for all of us, Jeannie? You're handing it round. Oh, you're doing good. I'm glad you're not putting the weight back, Nathan. It's bad enough at Christmas trying to avoid all the temptations, isn't it? I'm not doing too bad. Oh, thank you, Jeannie. I'm not doing too bad. I have got my treats like tonight, and I will have treats on other nights, but I don't eat as much. I just eat part of the bar or chocolate, whereas at one time I would have eaten the whole bar. It's like the Maltesers, I'll probably only eat a few. I'm learning. Although my diabetic nurse would not agree with you. She would say I'm not trying hard enough. But tomorrow I'm going out, so I'm going to try and choose something off the menu, you know. I'd rather have something like a piece of fish or something smaller. I've not been to where we're going tomorrow, so it's like my niece's treat, so I shall let you know. But I won't be taking a photograph of my dinner and putting it on Instagram, like some people do. Every day they put the dinner picture, don't they? Why? We don't want to know what they're having for the dinner. I can understand it if they're taking a picture of like a birthday spread, Thanksgiving, Christmas spread, but not taking a picture of their plate every day of the year, you know. This is what I'm eating today. Oh, whoopie-doo. We're all dead interested, like, no. Hey. I sent my friend those, remember those books I bought that were all fantastic granny square tiles by, she called Janie Crow, or Jane Crowfoot, whatever. I got carried away when I went to Harrogate and saw these beautiful blankets. And, you know, you have this brain fade, like, oh, I can do that. I can do that. I got a moment and thought, what are they bought these for? Why have you wasted your money? You're never going to use them. Anyway, my friend had done those, what they call something tile blankets she'd done. Do you know, they were absolutely beautiful. And she did them for 2 different people and she got peanuts for them. Absolute peanuts. And they were gorgeous. So much work in them. Persian tiles, that's it. So much work. She got paid hardly anything for doing them. And anyway, I've sent those books to her. I thought there's a chance she'll do them. She'd seen the books but hadn't bought them. You know, I had a moment of madness, you know. Why is it when you go to these craft fairs, you know, like, I'm not talking little craft fairs, I'm talking about these big events, like yarn events and stuff. You suddenly have this brain whatever and think, oh, that yarn's lovely, $30. Oh, that's a bargain. And you come home and think, have I just spent $30 on one skein of yarn? Yeah. Oh, they're very big. Just glass, I think. One of my eBay specials, of course. Do you know, when you asked me about my necklace, I don't have Miss Shad. Yeah. I miss Shad coming in and asking me about my necklaces, yeah. And I want to know what his tiny house looks like. I wish he was on Facebook and he could put a picture. But he's not on social media, is he? I want to know what he's done with his little tiny house. Yeah, I know, I'm nosy. Yeah, I admit it. I'm nosy. But I watch all the YouTube videos about tiny houses. I will never live in one because I'd never fit in a tiny house. Well, I might fit in a tiny house if I had a tiny house to put my wool in. Yeah, I'd need 2 tiny houses, one next to each other. Yeah, your hair stands up high. But you go with this mindset when you go to these big events, like you've got so much money in your purse burning a hole because you've saved up because you know you're going to this event and you think, I'll treat myself, I'll spend X number of pounds, dollars, whatever. So you feel like you have to buy yourself something to remind yourself of this event, you know, that you've been to. I mean, I've done it before, but I've still got them, you know, the skeins of yarn, because they're so pretty and they're so lovely. I just don't want to ruin them by making anything with them. You know, I'm definitely not going to make socks with them when you paid like 20 odd pound a skein. I mean, that one I bought last, I don't know what I'm going to make with it. I keep saying I'm going to knit some fingerless gloves with it. But I'm definitely not making socks. I didn't pay anything like that. I paid about £17 for that particular skein, only because I liked all the colours. And it was my treat to myself, yeah. Yeah, when I watched them, I didn't go to the Harrogate one. My niece went, but she only bought a felting kit, actually. She decided she wanted to do some felting because she's not been doing much knitting or crocheting because she's head teacher with loads and loads of homework type of thing. She hasn't got the time anymore for knitting and crochet. But she bought one of those little felting kits she was going to make, yeah. I'd probably stab myself with one of them. Hiya, Rick. How you doing? But I know people wandering round, that have spent, they go and spend about £200 at these shows, and I'm like, yeah. Make a shawl with one bob? No, it won't go that far, Jane, sadly. I still haven't used that wool of Daniel's yet. I'm looking for the right project and I haven't found it yet. They're only those mini skeins. I know they go together, sort of, But I didn't really want to make a shawl. I wanted to make something that I could actually wear, rather than just a shawl that I could put around my shoulders now and again. So I'm still looking for the right project for Daniel's wool. I mean, it's lovely. It's beautifully soft yarn. Oh, beautiful, beautiful wool. Very kind of him to gift it to me. But I'm still trying to think of something to make with it. Every time I look up patterns for mini skeins, it's always socks or something like that. Or a scarf like done in feather and fanning or knitted in all, different colours, which... And I don't wear a cowl next to me because it's wool and it will itch. I know it's beautifully soft, but there's something about wool that makes me itch. Even woolly socks, when I've had them on for a little while, I want to rip them off my feet because my feet are going like spidey senses. I'm just totally allergic to wool. People are saying, oh, cashmere wouldn't affect you or merino wouldn't affect you. It does. If it's got wool in it, it itches. I bought a beautiful hat once of those ear flap hats, from somewhere, some web page or another. And it was gorgeous and I loved it and I put it on. And I hadn't had it on 5 minutes before I had to rip it off because my cheeks were red raw here. I gave it to my friend in the end. I said, can you wear wool? She went, yeah. I said, well, do you want a hat? So I gave it her because I knew I could never wear it. It would have just itched me to death. I remember my mum, when I was only a teenager, buying me this beautiful cashmere sweater. I couldn't wear it. I tried putting T-shirts underneath it. I tried everything. And it just prickles me, through the T-shirt. It prickles. And I said to her, I'm not being awful, Mum, but do you want to come in with the same size back then? I said, do you want to wear it? Because I can't. Oh, I paid a lot for that. I thought you'd love it. It was for your surprise Christmas. And it was a beautiful sweater. And everybody said, oh, what a lovely sweater. You look lovely in it. And I was like, it was like having something alive crawling on my back. I just couldn't wear it. Hiya, John. How are you doing? I've gone off my crocheting again. I've put it down. Gone are the days where I could sit and crochet all night with you. I'm just struggling here. I really am struggling. Oh, I could. When I made myself mohair, I had to line them all with like lining material. I couldn't even put mohair anywhere near me. I had to sew linings in all my cardigans and sweaters so that it wouldn't touch my skin. Because it used to be all the rage, didn't it, to wear mohair? Oh, do you see that then? The little orb went right down, just a minute, down there, like that. Ooh, here we go. I must attract orbs. I get them a lot. And white feathers, I get a lot of white feathers. They come. We don't have feather pillows or anything like that in feather cushions. We don't have that. And yeah, I'm always finding little teeny white feathers everywhere. Oh, I've frozen. Oh, no, I'm moving again. I know. If the ghosts, they're very friendly, so it doesn't really worry me. It's just it like catches my eye when it goes. It went down like that, down there. You have to watch out and see whether I get any more. I look round to see if there's anything it can be reflecting off. On my diamonds that I don't wear, could be my Elizabeth Taylor diamond ring that's reflecting, like not. Yeah, Casper the Family Ghost. It's something or other, yeah. It's my mum. It could be. Could be my mum saying hello. Because I mentioned her, didn't I? When I said she bought me that jumper. It could be my mum saying, yeah, I remember that jumper you wouldn't wear. I paid a lot for that jumper and you wouldn't wear it, yeah. Oh, yeah, the Tiffany diamonds and all the Tiffany lamps. I love those Tiffany lamps, but the price of them. Oh, I hate this big light in here. But I couldn't be bothered changing it because I don't often put it on. I put it on like today because I don't think you can see it. It might just make a big glow. Yeah, it's just making a big glow. It's just really one of them bright modern things. But I couldn't be bothered changing it because I don't put the lamp on. I usually just have my craft light on. But I do love those, the Tiffany lamps, the big coloured ones. I just love them. I saw some beautiful, like, not hand lamps, what do they call them? Like desk lamp things they go over like that, and then they've got this beautiful shade in all different colours that looks like stained glass. Oh, I've nowhere to put one. I haven't got any surfaces. I haven't got any tables or anything to put a lamp on. So, if I was left to my own devices here, if I had the money, this room would be gutted, absolutely gutted, and all that white furniture would be gone. And I'd have it really, really jewel colours, boho, everything. I'd have danglers, I'd have what they call them, dream catchers, and everything. But I know it wouldn't meet with anybody's approval here. No, I'm not keen. My friend is chandelier crazy, and yet I am not. No. My chandelier would have to have different coloured glass, be more like a stained glass window. I don't like the ones that are just all crystals. No. The only one I ever liked was my late sister-in-law. That's from my ex-husband's side of the family. She lived in a house with, those huge staircases that go the full height of the house. And she had this massive chandelier. Now, it looked good there because it was in its right place, if you know what I mean. But I don't like the ones in, people's houses. Look a bit pretentious, yeah. Well, hello, blind needle. What was? You're called Olivia. That's nice to know, Olivia. Oh, dear. This is you and your real name. Well, hello, Olivia, and your real name. Welcome. Or welcome back again, I should say. Oh, gosh, we've all had those kind of relationships, Olivia. Welcome to the club, yeah. Welcome. Yeah. I hope we didn't stick it for 20 odd years like I did, like a fool, yeah. Oh. I wasn't on Facebook when I had my difficult relationship, let's say. It wasn't invented, I don't think, back then. So I couldn't put a blow-by-blow account on. Oh, dear. Not on Facebook. No, no. I don't put much on Facebook. I put a lot of things about, like, where I'm going and oh, yeah, I've got the big white slipper. Yeah, it's over there, yeah. I put a lot of things about where I'm going, what I'm doing, what I've made, but I don't put anything about my family or anything at all. I might put pictures of the dogs on there, you know, but my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren never see the light of day on Facebook, yeah. Can I walk in the slipper? Oh, no. I'd have to hop like a bunny. But I don't put anything about my personal details on there, you know. Nope. Not that I've got any personal details to tell you all. You know, I haven't got a secret admirer anywhere tucked away. Yeah, the body slipper, yeah. It's warm, though, I tell you. But every dog I've ever had has thought it was a dog bed. Yeah. Gigi used to curl up inside it. He wouldn't come out of it. Yeah. Yeah, you put Christine in the Nutcracker Soldiers. I put the dog. I put my crochet in. I put if I've done a craft fair or if I've been out for a meal, I put that on. But I don't actually put pictures of my nieces, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, anything like that. No, I don't put anything like that on. I certainly don't put pictures of me dinner. Yeah. You know, if it's a nice dinner table setting, say I've gone out for lunch with a load of people and somebody's made a big effort and it's a really nice table setting, I might be tempted to just take a photograph of that. Just look how pretty this is with all the crackers and the whatsits and the presents and stuff. I might be tempted to put a picture of that up, but not just me dinner, you know. Oh, you're giving, oh no, not a peanut butter. I'm definitely not a nutty person. Oh, I've gone right off that crochet. Sorry, people, but I have. Maybe it's time for a Malteser. I've got a big bag. Would anybody like a Malteser? Because I won't be eating them all. Yeah. Do you remember how to spell my channel? Oh, am I that bad, love you? I know when I had something on my eBay, and I told people what my eBay name was when I was selling the wool, and nobody could find me. So I went on and tried to Google myself, you know, like as you do, and I wasn't there. It's great, isn't it? Ah, you had to come and say hi. Well, you're very welcome, Olivia. Thank you very much for coming in and saying hello. Yeah. Does anybody want a Malteser? Shall I hand them round? It's quite a big bag. There's 39 people in the room, and I think there's probably 39 Maltesers in the bag, yeah. Oh, I won't put Harry in them. He wouldn't thank me. Might put the dogs on. Yeah, I'll put you one through. There you go. Woo, there you go. There you go. Malteser kiss. Huh. That was the bit I liked the best, Olivia. When my ex finally went, it was like, okay. No more criticism. No more in my ear. No more, are you going out in that? Well, it would look all right if you're a few pounds slimmer. Is it meant to look creased at the back? Yeah, no more of that. That was great. I actually held a party on the day he left. Invited all my friends, which I wasn't allowed to do. Yeah, I invited everybody round. He's gone. Come round, let's have a party. Yeah. All my friends that weren't allowed to come to the house when he was there, it's like, yeah. Yeah, he did that with mine. Mine chatted up all my friends, tried to hit on them all. So they felt that embarrassed for me. Instead of telling me, your husband is trying to hit on me, they just stopped coming round. And I found out the reason why many ages afterwards, when my marriage had ended, yeah. So all of my girlfriends stopped coming round. Yeah, I had trouble because all of our friends were mutual friends, or they all turned out to be his friends. So when he went, I finished up with no friends because they'd all left me. And it was way before Facebook in those days because, it's hard to get back in touch with people. I had phone numbers, but they were all kind of extinct, because people had moved and everything. Oh, man used to listen to phone calls. Used to sneak up on me and listen to phone calls. We had phone upstairs and downstairs, and I'd hear him pick up the phone to see what I was talking about. It's called controlling. Not nice. But I'm out of it now. I do my own thing. Oh, that's nice of you. As I say, I didn't have a computer back in the day. So it was harder than ever for me to keep in contact with any of my friends because all I had was, we'd moved away, so I wasn't even in the same area as my friends. And all my phone contacts were old because people had moved, yeah. The snow is melting. Woohoo! We haven't had any snow. I felt like doing that. It's difficult for me because, of course, my son stays in contact with him and he just arrives here sometimes with his woman, which is difficult. You've just got off the bus, have you, Rick? Where have you been? Have you been to work or where have you been? Have you been anywhere nice? Sadly, I do still see him. Don't want to. Try to hide myself away, and if I know he's coming, I try to go out, yeah. But sadly, yes, he does still arrive. Do you know I'm really thirsty? My dandelion and burdock is empty. You went to see an art open house. Was it good? Or was it all things you can't recognise? I like old-fashioned art. I've never been into Picasso and stuff like that, yeah. Yeah, that's the worst bit. I mean, I've been divorced now for 20 years, something like that. But I still have to come face to face with him, and it's not good. No, I'm not into modern art. I'm just not. Well, it would be if anybody was in the snow, yeah. I'm not into modern art. I don't know whether anybody is. All this, what's it called, impressionism, where you're supposed to look at something and you look at it one way and you look at it the other and you can't decide what it is. And then somebody comes up and said, oh, it's a horse, or it's his interpretation of a horse. And you're like, really? Really? I just thought it was chimpanzee and splodged some paint on it, or an elephant had painted it. I'm just not into this. Like Picasso when he put eyes all over the place. I'm just not into that at all. I'd far rather see the kind of pictures that you see, in stately homes or in the art gallery in London. It might not be supposed to be mass culture, but I suppose it's a personal thing, isn't it, Rick? If you don't like it, you don't like it. Wouldn't do for us all to be the same, would it? Otherwise, we'd all have pictures of orange splodges on our wall, you know. Impressionist, is it called, yeah. I always think there's an artist somewhere laughing his socks off, you know, saying, look at these idiots, they've just paid 2 million for something they've just gone with a paintbrush at. It's like those sculptures, isn't it, where you can't tell one from another. It might be, but you're younger than me. You like things like that, Rick. I just don't. Yeah. Call it me age group, call it whatever you want to call it, but I'd far rather see something nicely painted. Yeah, I'd rather have something I can recognise. You know, a lovely painting of a landscape, animal, anything. I mean, in the UK, if you go to some of these stately homes and they've got pictures of their ancestors on the wall, and they are so beautifully painted. You know, you think that is a skill, you know, could capture somebody's facial features and things like that, and to do the lace on their collars and stuff. That to me is art. Yeah, I love things like that. But if you show me something like a Picasso with splodges, and nope. If I had all the money in the world, I wouldn't buy one. Oh yeah, some of the pictures that they've got in these houses in the UK. Yeah. Oh, I've still got my stag. Yeah, he's still on the wall over there. I gained him from my neighbour, actually. My neighbour was emptying his mother's house because she'd passed away. And I went down to his house, because I had the cat. Went down to inquire about the cat. And in the hallway, he had this marvellous, like a coffee table that was like a threepenny bit shape. And he had this picture and a lamp, which was like a snowdrop lamp. And I went, oh, what are you doing with them, John? And he said, I'm taking them to the tip. And I went, you're not taking them to the tip. I said, you're taking them to my house. He said, why do you like them? I went, I love them. I said, I love that painting. He said, oh, my mother loved it. He said, and I don't like it. He said, my wife don't like it either. So he said, I won't bring it up in daylight because the neighbours are a bit nosy around here. So he waited while it was dark and he carried everything up. So I got a coffee table, a beautiful lamp, which got broken, and the stag picture, which I still got. I didn't bring the coffee table because it was really big. My son persuaded me it was too big to bring, you know, and other things I miss. Hiya, Marva. I'm okay, just got a twinging back because I've been sat on a hard chair at a craft fair. But apart from that, I'm all right. Yeah, I miss all my old furniture. I really, really miss it. I miss my house, but more than anything, I miss my lovely furniture. Instead of which, I've got crap IKEA, or IKEA as we're supposed to call it, which just isn't me, isn't my style at all. The weather was cold but dry today, yeah. At least it wasn't raining. Got to look on the bright side. We've had so much rain. I was thinking of, you know, getting a canoe instead of another mobility scooter. Oh, some of the portraits of the Queen were really awful, weren't they? I bet she was thinking about looking at me thinking, do I really look like that? I mean, I love Grayson Perry. I think he's a fantastic personality. But some of his portraits and whatever. I mean, I love the way he encourages people to paint things and do things that are artistic and stuff, and he encourages them to do all these sort of things. But I mean, quite frankly, the things he makes, you know, I wouldn't give a mouse to him really. But I love his personality. I think he's a great personality. Yeah. Hiya, Diana. No, I didn't do well at all at the craft fair. It wasn't very well publicised, and I think only the small congregation of the church went. Yeah. No, he can't paint. No, I know, but isn't he a great personality though? He's so encouraging to people, isn't he? Especially people with disabilities. If you watch that Grayson's Art Club. Hello, Gloria. How are you? I mean, I would love to meet him because I think he's just so, you know, he would really, like when I was having a bad week last week, you need somebody like him, don't you? He would have just gone, way, you know, your work's fantastic. It's this. I'll display it in my exhibition and all that. And he'd be like, yay, please do, Grayson, please. You know, he's just one you'd like to have in your corner, isn't he? I know his work and stuff he sculpts and stuff, it's all a bit, but I just like his personality. I really do. And his wife, Philippa, she called Philippa. He calls her Phil, does he, or something, yeah. But, yeah, I watched it, was it yesterday, the day before? When he was doing this exhibition in Birmingham. Excuse me. Not just of his stuff. Oh, good night, Rebecca. You know, it was disabled people and people who have problems and that. It was their pictures and their art and their everything. I mean, there was a woman there, she'd made like a little house and she'd made all the people that were in her house, and she's actually dying with ovarian cancer. She's got no chance, she's like 4th stage or whatever. But she's made this like model thing with all of the people in her household, her sons and granddaughters and everything, all in this little house. And it's like supposed to be like a Christmas theme. And she kind of wanted to make it so that once she's not here, she may not be here this Christmas, but once she's not here, she wants them all to remember her by this like little house what she's made, yeah. So, but as I say, he had Joe Lycett on it yesterday, and I mean, I've always just thought of him as a comedian, but he actually does paint and draw and do things. Oh, somebody sent me a message. I don't know who, because they know I'm on live. I always get messages, don't I, when I do YouTubes? Always do. Don't get any messages when I'm not here. Oh, it's June. She knows I'm on here. When I said about the craft show, she's put, well, at least you tried. Yes, I am. I'm very trying. Yes, I do try. My mum used to say, God loves a tryer. I said, well, he must blooming well love me then. Because I do try. Never get anywhere, but I do try. I'm going to finish my drink, aren't I? I'm going to have to be going to get some water in a bit because it's only 10:30. I can't go till midnight without any more drink. And that's you, June. Stop it. I'm on my live. Stop it, stop it, stop it. I am on my live at the moment. Speak later. She was asking me what happened to the web page my friend made for me. I haven't used it, actually. I can only put 9 things on it for free. So I'm going to try eBay first. After that, I'm going to sell my soul. Ooh, no more messages, please, June. No more messages. Oh, she's off to bed. She'd been working, that's why. You want to start doing photography? I haven't got the eye for that. I think you have to. Yeah, I mean, some of my friends take fantastic photographs, and they're only like snap and click. They're not like whatever. I mean, my ex-husband went to night school for that sort of thing, and he got this fantastic camera that I couldn't use because you had to twiddle this way and twiddle that way. Admittedly, things have come on a pace since then because everything's digital now, isn't it? You know, when he was doing it, it was back in the days where you had to get a film, you know, take it to the chemist. But my phone's got a virus or something. It keeps wiping everything off. I need to get it sorted, but I haven't backed anything up yet, so I can't wipe it out. People keep saying it has to go back to factory settings, but it would wipe everything out. So I'm waiting while somebody who knows things about it comes and they can back it up for me or whatever you have to do with it. Because the last time I put one back to factory settings, I lost all my phone numbers and everything. It got a potato camera. This camera on this phone, it isn't bad, but it's not good. But as I say, I can't take photographs at the moment. Well, I can, but it just keeps wiping everything off. It keeps going and back to this stupid message. Yeah. Like Mr. Potato Head. What happened to the good old box brownies we used to have? Do you remember when you had to get the film and you had to remember to turn it on? And if you didn't remember to turn it on, you had like 2 pictures in one frame, didn't you? And then eventually they got a little bit better that they did the automatic wind. And then you'd forget how many pictures you'd taken. So you got to take a snap and it used to go because it would rewind the whole lot. And then you had to take it into the chemist, didn't you? Get it developed about a week before you got them back again. And then you got them back and you had these blurry pictures or ones with little stickers across saying, we could not do this because it wasn't in focus or something like that. Oh, those were the good old days, yeah. And you had to do things in black and white because colour printing was so expensive you couldn't afford it. Excuse me while I scratch my back. Oh, yeah, I've had that before. Get somebody else's pictures back, yeah. You wonder where on earth yours went. So you have to wait, don't you, to see if somebody sends yours back again. And you get this message saying, can you tell me what was on your picture? Yeah, a load of people in swimming trunks. You know. Oh, my son had those at his wedding, disposable cameras. He got photos of the funeral. Oh dear. I think we got one as a baby's christening or something. I bet they'll be missing these. Because you don't get many, well, back in the day, you didn't get many chances of taking photographs of a baby's christening. Yeah. You always had these holiday photographs, didn't you, of guys that you fancied or women that you fancied on your holidays. And you were like, oh, I'm in love, you know, holiday romance. I don't mean abroad, I mean in this country. Then you get them back and you think, ooh. And you're telling your friend all about this fantastic, marvellous guy you met on holiday. Oh, it was fantastic. He was wonderful looking and all this. And then you get the photo back and you think, oh. And your friend's going, is that him? End of story. I remember my friend, this guy on the beach, he was really handsome, good looking, but we only ever saw him in his swimming trunks and a towel. So we'd made arrangements to go meet him, to go to the cinema that night. And he rolled up and he looked like he was wearing clothes from the 1920s. I don't know where he got them from, but they'd never seen fashion, you know what I mean? And she's like, oh, God, I've gone right off him. Really old-fashioned clothes, and he'd only be about 18, 19. Looked like he borrowed his dad's outfit, you know. He looked far better in his trunks and a towel. Needless to say, that little romance didn't last long. You know, always see them in the jeans and a t-shirt before you go, arrange to go out with them for the night, yeah. They might look like Adonis in the trunks, but once they get the kit on. It was the opposite, of like when you see some guys when they're dressed in jeans and t-shirt and they look fantastic, and you arrange to meet them on the beach and they've got legs like a chicken. No, hers was quite the reverse. She didn't like him in his clothes. It must have been because, oh my God, they were old-fashioned. For a guy about 18, 17, whatever he was. He had a shirt and tie on, and it weren't even a modern shirt and tie. Oh. My mate's going, oh my God, I'm not going to the picture with him. I said, it's dark, he'll be all right. But his mum and dad had a hotel, so, he used to do waiting on and stuff at a hotel, for lunches and that. And I'm thinking, oh, what did he wear? What did he wear when he was waiting on at the hotel? Don't know. He'd have been better off coming in his waiter's outfit, black pants, white shirt. He'd be better off coming in that. If that's what he wore when he was waiting on. So, better off coming as a bellboy, yeah. My friend's husband, when he was very young, he was a bellboy in one of the hotels. And it was just like you see them in the cinema, he was only tiny. He had the little outfit, them little round hat things that you sit on. Like you see bellboys in the cinema on films, yeah. And he was just like that. Because he was really tiny, yeah. He used to be a bellboy. You would think they would have somebody a bit more muscular because he had to lug these suitcases about, for the guests. A bellhop, they used to call them, didn't they? But, I said to her, what did you see in him? Dressed as a bellhop. My friend has a thing for firemen. She's not married to a fireman. She's happily married, but she has a thing about a fireman. She loves firemen. Yeah, bellhop. I don't know anybody with a hard hat. I don't know why. A bit like the village people, with the hard hat or the yellow hard hat. A bit like Fireman Sam, yeah. I had a load of firemen came to my house one time. Everybody in the street thought I'd had a fire, but they'd actually came to fit me fire alarms because of a certain age group you were given free fire, not alarms, what they call them, smoke detector things. But they came with the fire engine just in case they got called out to a fire while they were at my house. So like all the streets like thinking I've set the chip pan on fire or something. And my mate said, oh, were they all hunky? I went, no, they said they must have picked me the most ugly firemen you could have found. They were all out of condition and middle-aged firemen. I don't know what happened to these gorgeous hunky firemen you see on the Facebook. I didn't get any of them. Weren't one nice one among them. Nice enough men, but definitely not hunks in the slightest sense of the word, yeah. I like the way the American firemen dress. But some of your policemen, my goodness, aren't they fat? I used to watch that Bad Boys, is it called Cops or something? They're that fat, they couldn't chase anybody up the street. Spilling out their outfits, their shirts were hardly buttoned. and the backside and the trousers. And I was thinking, my God, they wouldn't make it in the police force in the UK. Yeah, honestly. Yeah, I used to watch it it's on a Saturday night. Was it called Cops or something? And they used to be singing that, bad boys, bad boys. And they used to be huffing and puffing after these criminals, like, and, they couldn't run. I mean, I can understand it in the UK, because in the UK they've got body armour on, they've got everything on. They can't run because they're wearing about 2 tons worth of body armour and stuff, and they wear all this stuff that they talk into. But the cops on that programme in America, they used to just be in the bulging out of the shirts and bulging out of the trousers. I used to think, oh my God, put them on a diet, for God's sake. Don't they have any fitness trials like they do in the UK? I mean, you have to pass fitness tests. I should imagine it's non-PC. The recruits over here, they have to go through, same with the firemen. They have to go, I think it's every year or so, they have to do these fitness trials and that. They can't be overweight like that. So, now there was a couple of people at that craft fair that needed to be shown where Weight Watchers were, I tell you. They were massive. I know it's rude to stare, but I couldn't help staring. Especially when they're young. One was there with about a 2-year-old, and she was enormous. Oh, she was big. And then there was another one on a mobility scooter. How she fitted on that mobility scooter, I'll never know, because there was more of her hanging over the side than there was on it. I'm like, oh, dear, dear, dear. I know I'm not exactly twiggy, but blimey. Oh, they do have enough cops, yeah, because they keep them fit. They don't let them get fat, They start getting fat over here, they get told, if you know what I mean. They don't let them sit there snaffling donuts. Well, the cops over here haven't got time to eat, let alone anything like that. I haven't got time to go through a drive. Well, we don't have drive-throughs. We only have McDonald's, I told you before. We do not have drive-through everythings, yeah. Well, there's always a shortage of cops and ambulance drivers and things like that, mostly because of the money. There isn't the money for them over here. They cut back on spending costs, don't they? It's not that people didn't want to be coppers and people wouldn't want to be firemen or ambulance men. It's just that the government cuts back on the amount of money that they've got, yeah. Well, somebody outside having a bit of an argy-bargy. It's next door. Rosie! Rosie! The teenagers from next door having a bit of a barney. Rosie takes great except we don't share a drive, but we've got 2 drives side by side. So if they walk up their drive, Rosie thinks they're walking up ours, yeah. Oh, all our cops wear cameras. The ambulance men wear cameras. They all wear cameras stuck to the whatever. It's for in case there's any dispute, like this copper's just hit me and all that jazz. It's all on film. We do it for their own safety, really. Otherwise, it's just he said, she said, isn't it, I mean, some of the young ones got no respect for anything, some of the young ones these days. What upsets me most is the women. And the women get drunk and they get very abusive and they're shouting all sorts and trying to hit the police and everything. They're like, oh, God, what happened to being ladylike? You know, do you have to swear like a navvy? Oh, yeah. I don't go out at night now. I just won't. If I have to go out anywhere at night, I either get a lift or I get a taxi. There's no way I want to be in that kind of situation anymore. I didn't when I was in Manchester because Manchester was just as bad. It stopped a bit with COVID, when lockdown and COVID, but before COVID and lockdown, Manchester city centre was absolutely appalling. I mean, I know it's my hometown, what kind of thing, but it was appalling at night, especially Friday, Saturday night with all these young ones. You know, I was like ashamed of them, you know. I'm like, oh my goodness, if anybody, because Manchester's cosmopolitan, people were coming from all over the world to stay in the hotels doing conferences and stuff. And I'm thinking, what must people in other countries think of us? You know, when they see all these drunken louts all fighting in the street and arguing. Oh, they've put in Fleetwood here. There's like a big straight road down the seafront, and the boy races were going up and down it. We have got speed humps now, like Mount Everest. They're like that. So if a boy racer hit that at any kind of speed, he would lose his exhaust, his suspension, he'd lose everything. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Piccadilly Gardens in Manchester used to be beautiful. It was lovely gardens, greenery, flowers, everything, fountains, a lot. Now it's just drug addicts, drunks. People will not go anywhere near it. They keep talking about having these ideas about reviving the gardens, but the only way they'll be reviving the gardens is to get rid of all the spice addicts and the drunks and the whatnot and shift them all out of the gardens and let it go back to being for people. You used to be able to sit there in the sunshine and eat your sandwich. The kiddies used to play, you know, on the grass and in the fountains and that. You wouldn't dare now. It's all stabbings and drug addicts and overdoses and drunks and stuff. Yeah, I don't know why they find it to be so exciting. I mean, God, in my time of life, there used to be, you know, the weed that's always been around for years, hasn't it? You know, like marijuana's been around forever. And then there used to be uppers and downers, whatever they were, when I was a teenager. I never took them, but I never even wanted to go there, you know. But, you know, you never heard of anybody like on cocaine or stuff like that, you know. The average man in the street couldn't have afforded it anyway. I just don't know where this culture is for drugs and stuff. I don't think I've had fentanyl. I try to avoid any kind of. I've had to take two painkillers today because of them chairs at the craft fair. Normally, I just put up with the backache I've got and just carry on, soldier on. But today, I thought, no, 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 I can't do my live without my heat pad and a couple of strong painkillers. I mean, I must admit, sitting here, the pain has gone. So, touch a bit of wood, the pain has gone. It won't be when I get up, but I mean, yeah. I mean, why, if they're going to overdose on stuff like that, just leave them. Why bother wasting NHS resources on them? Just leave them. Leave them in a door. All I'm sorry, but if it sounds harsh, but they choose that lifestyle. So why waste resources sending them to rehabilitation centres when they don't want to go? I used to deal with them all when I was at the job centre. Hopeless cases. They go in rehab, and the minute they come back out again, they're back again. Oh, I'm clean, I'm clean. That lasts about a fortnight, and then they're back on it again. You get disheartened with them. They're coming in that drunk, they can't stand up, you know, and you're thinking, what can I do with them? I can't send them for a job interview. Or their be eyes a kite, or weed smell will be coming off them like whatever. Well, they go in jail and then they come out, and what do? The first thing they do when they come out is overdose themselves on something or other. I've come out now. Do you know, if I ever had to go into jail for anything, I'd be so mortified. I would make sure that I never, ever went back again. Yeah, it's never been the same since they stopped conscription in the UK. Stick them in the army from the age of, what, 18, was it? 18 to 21, they had to go in. We made men of them. It did. But there's no money to do it now. No money for the armed forces, is there? You know, show them in the army. I know loads of, well, not friends, but acquaintances of mine when I was, 17 or so. They were going down the wrong path, and then they got the conscription, they got called up. And they came out different men altogether. They went in as silly little boys and they came out as men. It just toughened them up, because you get in front of a sergeant major and they don't stand no mess, do they? It's like you're on a charge, or you're on there, or you're on jankers, or you whatever. And they learn discipline, yeah. Oh, thank you, Gloria. Well, I've lost 3 stone. And I'm 77, and I try to dress up. Try to dress up nice. I had my cardigan on before. Where's it gone? I'm sat on it, which is not much of a help, is it? I had my cardigan on. Look, all bold colours, that's me. I can't make them anymore now because I can't get all the variety of yarns that I used to make. Some of them are fuzzy, some of them are silk. I've still got my shawl in the purples with all the whatever and the tassels on it, yeah. I'm all for dressing up, yeah. Life's too short to wander around in tracksuit bottoms and a t-shirt, isn't it? You know what I mean? I like watching, what's he called? Ari Seth Cohen. He does videos and, you know, where these women are in their 80s and their 90s and they dress up to the nines. Oh, God, no, don't mention them. That's what I think of them. No, attention-seeking whatnots. That's my opinion of them too. Or should I say attention-seeking nobodies? Somebody agree with me with that? Trying to steal Will's and Kate's limelight. You can't type. Of course you can type, I'm seeing them. Can I have some thumbs up, please? I'm going to be greedy here in a sec. Can I have some thumbs up? I've got 24 thumbs up and there's 45 people. So can I have a couple more thumbs up? Please, pretty please, pretty please. Oh, she's regal, isn't she? I know she's got the dresses. Oh, thank you, some more. Come up now. I know she's regal and she's got the access to all the clothing and that, but she wears it so well, doesn't she? Oh, your interface is different for typing. It looks the same to me. I don't know about anybody else, Lydia. Seems the same to me, yeah. I know, she knows how to wear her clothes, though, doesn't she? She's getting a bit thin, though. Not being catty, but she's getting a little bit too slim. You know. I mean, it's probably a natural weight, you know. I don't think she's slimming or something per se, but she's just looking a little bit thin. She's beautiful, yeah, but she's a little thin. Yeah. I wish they'd leave her alone when she having another baby. For goodness sake, the poor woman was as sick as a dog with them 3 babies. Does she really want to put herself through that for another baby? I don't think so. I mean, she was hospitalised, wasn't she? She had that really bad morning sickness where she couldn't keep anything down, yeah. You know, leave her alone. She's got 3. She's got an heir and a spare, hasn't she? So what more does anybody want, you know? Just leave her alone. So I'm not going to watch this programme when it comes out, and I'm not going to buy the book either. I'm not putting money in their pockets, am I heck? No doubt it'll be splattered all over the pages of paper, so we won't be able to get away from it, will we? We'll be seeing bits of it even though we don't want to, won't we? I'm not interested in her. Oh, thank you, Jane. I'm not interested in people with me, myself, and I, you know. When she says to people that she's interviewing, oh, what was it like for you? But for me, it was like this, and for me, it was like this, and for me, it was this. She's not letting the person who she's interviewing get a word in, you know. She doesn't even give them a chance to say anything. Good evening, Joe. Hello. Hello, Joe. How's your daddy? Is he doing okay? No, I can't stand her either. Narcissistic. No, Jill's dad's had a major op, and he's not in his first flush of youth. I'm sure Jill won't mind me saying that. So it's always a bit worrying when they have major ops when they're getting on a little bit. Would be for me if I had one. And I'd be worried about me. Oh, you're back at home now. Oh, you're in the sea shed. I should go in mine, Jill. I haven't got the inclination. I've got 3 bags of stuff from the craft fair to take back across there. But I'm not looking forward to taking them back in because I know what I'll do. I'll put them down in the she shed and it'll be back to messy again until I sort them out again, won't it? I'm not a very good sorter outer. I get up in the morning with the will and the way and think, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And I go in the shed, do 3 things, and my back goes, and I think, no, sit down. And then the inclination just flies out the window. I could do with sitting on my chair going, can you just put that there? Can you just put that there? Can you just sort that there? Direct people. I'll be very good at that. I need servants. No, I bet he didn't, Jill. You're right, having the company. When you're getting older and you're on your own, you know, it is a bit lonelier. Well, it was for me until I moved here. Now I wish I was on my own. But apart from that, you don't know what you've got till it's gone, do you, you know? Yeah, when I was on my own, I used to think I'd like some company, but now I'm here. I wish I was on my own, yeah. As I say, you always want what you haven't got. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, the back pain kicks in, you know. I go out there bursting full of energy, you know, and after about 3 or 4 bends and stretches, it's like, I have to sit down now. But as I was saying to my friend, I am very lucky in the fact that I'm still walking about. Yeah. You know, when I think about it, 10 years ago, the options for me were pretty grim. You know, it was either 50% of the time, if you have this operation, you'll be paralyzed. But if you don't have the operation, within a couple of years, 100% chance of you being paralysed. So what can you do? So I just took my chances and went for the op. Thankfully, I can still walk about. Thankfully, I've still got the use of my legs. Yeah, I get pain, but it's better than the worst situation, which would have been me in a wheelchair. So you just thank God you're one of the lucky ones, really. You know, I was lucky that I had a good surgeon. I was lucky to get what I did, yeah. But as I say, I'm waiting for when they do 3D printed spines and we all get new ones, you know. Oh, the Knitting Noras. Yeah, it was a great group, that. But it just kind of disbanded because people moved away and I had no car in the end and I couldn't get there. It was like a tram and a bus for me to get to there. By the time I got there, it was taking me 2 hours and I had the dog at the time. So it was like 2 hours there, an hour at the Knitting Noras, and then 2 hours back again. And my poor little doggy. I didn't like leaving him all that length of time. So, because by that time he was getting older, our Buster, and he was a little bit incontinent. So I didn't like leaving him for like 5 hours on his own. It was okay for a couple of hours, you know, but not for 5. No, it was too much for him, bless him. So I just stopped going because it was so awkward for me. It was like a walk to the tram, and then I had a walk to the bus, and then I had a walk from the bus to the cafe, and the same on the way back. So it was just too much. Oh, we were great fun. We did have some good times, yeah. But they started moving away. One went to live in Germany, another one went to live down south in a commune, and another one went somewhere else. I forget. They all moved away. So dwindled. Oh, one had a massive stroke, bless her heart. She finished up, she did pass away. But not for 5 years, Jackie. She was a lovely lady, Jackie. She's in the calendar, Jackie. She's wearing a blanket, I think. But she had a huge stroke. It just robbed her of everything, yeah. So she was bedridden and everything ridden for about 4 or 5 years till she passed away, yeah. Very sad. She was only in her late 30s as well. She was no age. I would be blessed with my she shed, Jill, if I could get rid of all the stuff that's in it. A lot of the stuff that's in it, not all of it. And just make it into a reasonable size stash. Yeah. Your last bit of freedom. Yeah, it's independence. I mean, I look after the dog whenever I can, but my daughter-in-law came and said to me, "Are you going out on Monday?" And I went, "Well, yeah, I am." And she went, "Oh," because she wanted to go to the nativity of one of her granddaughters. I'll have to take the dogs with me. Mm. Oh, it's always sad. I mean, my dad had dementia. He had cancer as well. And it was sad, yeah. Yeah, I need to do more. I really do, Jill. I'm lazy. I need to do this armchair exercising and moving my legs about and stuff. Yeah, yeah, my dad had dementia. It's a very cruel disease. I kind of lost my dad about 2 years before he actually died, yeah. Yeah, pain is a demotivator. You know it would do you good if you moved around more. You know it would. And yet your brain's going, ha, don't we try it? You know? Just try it and I'll give you even more stabby pains, yeah. But I know what people are saying and I know what they say, that you have to move about and exercise a bit more and do some exercises, which I know I could do. I could do more exercises, I could. But I'm lazy. I'm very, what's demotivated, unmotivated, whatever the word is. Lazy, I think it is the word. I think that's the word, yeah. Yeah, I lost my dad, like I said, 2 years before he actually passed away. He wasn't my dad, you know, it was somebody that I used to go and visit. talked to him and everything. And I don't think I won't say he never knew who I was, but you know that um, you're not certain that he knows it's you, yeah. Yeah, I do still have the hooded jacket somewhere in the shed, yeah. It's the campfire one with the hood, yeah. Still got that one. I tell you, if those things don't sell and they fit me, I'll be wearing them in my wardrobe. I mean, some of the things, people said to me, make them big, make big sizes and stuff like that. And then they didn't sell, but they're too big for me. They're too big. No, my dad just had regular Alzheimer's, dementia, whichever it was, I don't know. He could talk to you for ages about the old times, but anything like, say, 20 years ago, he didn't know. 10 years ago, definitely didn't know yesterday. He definitely didn't know yesterday. And he didn't even know what he'd had for his dinner. You ask him about the army or something like that, and he could talk to you for hours. It's sad. Well, it's like they just lose chunks of their brain, isn't it? Something's still there because they still, you know, they still know a lot of things. I'm always sad that I never recorded my dad or wrote down things he used to tell me because he was a font of knowledge of like what used to happen in where I used to live before Royton, before it was a big town, when it was just a little village. And he knew everything about everybody and what used to be here and what used to be there. And, you know, now when I'm seeing these things, I'm thinking, oh, I'd ask me, no, I can't ask my dad. You know, I'm thinking, my dad would know that. My dad would definitely know that. When I see something on Facebook where people say, can you remember who had such a shop back in the day? And I'm like, my dad would have known. Yeah. You can't walk to the bus or the store. Why does he follow you everywhere? Oh, I couldn't be doing with that, Jane. I'd say, go home. Leave me alone. Go home. Stop following me. No, my family are the opposite. I would have to beg them for a lift or beg them to take me somewhere. They never even think to offer for me. It can be absolutely bouncing down with rain. And my son will say, I thought you would have took that bigger scooter, you know, to keep you out the rain. And I'm like, no. Oh, mobility. Oh, my mobility is rubbish. I can fall. I nearly fell over this tonight. I don't know why. Didn't fall over anything. I just fell over myself. Luckily, I fell into the window bottom, and so I didn't actually hit the deck today. So I was okay. I'm getting very good at like, you know, doing that silly fall where you're like falling, you're not falling, you're falling again, and you're not falling. And luckily, if you're lucky, you'll land on a chair or something you can grab hold of. When I lived in my other house, I used to have the furniture all over the place, like that. People used to say, why have you got that chair there? Why have you got that there? It was because when I used to stagger, you know, not through drink, I used to stagger, I used to have something to grab a hold of. I could grab hold of the chair, could grab a hold of the unit. Here, if I grabbed hold of this IKEA stuff, it would probably fall over with me. Yeah, it is. It's, I think Etsy must have made it. I think they make it out of cardboard, don't they, and cover it with a bit of wood to make it look good. Oh, I can fall with anybody, Jill. Usually backwards. So I wonder if I've got any sense left in my brain because I always bang my head when I go backwards. Boom. It's like slow motion. I go, bump, and then my head goes, boom. Sometimes I'm like there, like, you know, they say you're seeing stars. I'm like, oh, everything's whizzing around. I'm sure I've given myself concussion a couple of times. But I don't go to the doctors. You just think, get up, you silly so. Well, it takes me ages to get up, actually. I have to crawl my way to a chair. But you think, oh, yeah. I'm not one of them that goes crying off to the accidental emergency every 2 minutes every time I have a fall. Last time I had a fall, I really banged my coccyx. I went boom, right on the back and bottom of my spine. The bruise I had was nobody's business. But I didn't go anywhere. People go, have you been to the hospital? Have you been? I said, no, heck. I'm not sitting 4 hours in A&E just for them to tell me I've got a bruise on my coccyx. Nope. I can't get up when I fall down. No, I have to crawl around till I find a suitable chair or whatever. Oh, the number of times I've had to call my son. I fell over in the shed one time and I fell straight into a plastic box. And I went, and the plastic box just shattered. It's a wonder I didn't cut me behind because it went into points, all the plastic box. And I'm sitting there. I've luckily had my phone. And I'm saying, are you busy? My son was like, why? What do you want? I said, can you come and pick me up? Where are you? I said, I'm in the shed. What are you doing in the shed? I said, I fell over. Oh, for goodness sake. He said, can you get to the door? And I went, no, I can't get to the door. Oh, dear. Anyway, they had to come and pick me up. And then the last time I fell, I went to sit on the dining chair, and don't ask me why. I missed the dining chair. I sat on the corner of it and the chair tipped up. So I was sitting on the floor, and the dogs thought it was hilarious. They come bouncing in, like, licking my face and everything. And then I'm shouting at my daughter, because I didn't have the phone, shouting at my daughter-in-law come in, and she said, do you mean to be down there? I went, no, don't mean to be down there. So she had to shout Arian to come and pick me up. Arian's going, one of these days you'll fall and there won't be anybody in. What will you do? I said, sit here till you come home. Or shuffle. I mean, I used to have a really substantial recliner when I lived at home. And I used to be able to pull myself up on that. But this recliner would probably come over with me. And especially the IKEA furniture. You couldn't lift on that at all. Couldn't do on my coffee table either. My other coffee table was solid, big piece of furniture. You could yank yourself up on that. But I'm still here. That's why I won't walk anywhere out. My daughter-in-law said, why don't you walk to the seafront? And it's not that I'm just frightened I'll fall over. Make a right idiot to myself, falling over on the concrete. Could do myself a damage, So that's why I go on my scooter everywhere. Yeah, Jill, when they say any falls, you feel like saying, yeah. Which fall are we talking about? The one I had last week or the one I had 2 weeks ago? Which fall are you talking about? I am, touch wood, I'm not as bad here because I don't have any stairs. Stairs were my downfall, the number of times I came from top to bottom of the stairs. That's one reason why my son made me move, if you know what I mean. I didn't really want to move, but like my son said, you can't stay here. Who's going to keep picking you up, mother, from the bottom of the stairs? One of these days, you're going to fall one fall too many. Yeah, it's getting up's my problem. I'm like a turtle on its back. I'm like, I can't get up. Yeah, the stairs were why I moved. I fell down them one time too many. I don't know why I fell. I'd hang on to the banister like grim death going down, and I'd still fall down the blooming stairs. And if I didn't fall down them, I would fall up them. I mean, how can you fall upstairs? Yeah. Well, I had to have I had to remortgage my house before I moved because I had to have the bath taken out because I had to have a walk-in shower put in and a seat because I couldn't get in and out of the bath. I just couldn't. And when you fall and crack your head on the radiator, you can give yourself a beautiful black eye. I tell you, I had an eye out here. I looked like somebody had socked me while it was right on. I hit the corner of the radiator and I fell out of the bath. It's great, isn't it, getting old? You have to laugh about it, otherwise, you know, you have to laugh at yourself. You have to. You know, you fell into the shower. Oh, I fell in the bath a few times. But when I do these stupid crashing things by falling and stuff like that, you have to laugh, don't you? You have to see the funny side of life. Yeah, you have to. You have to laugh at yourself, don't you? You cannot go through life going, "Oh, woe is me, I've fallen in the bath again." Once I've picked myself up and dusted myself, I'm like, "Well, you are a ninny, aren't you?" You know. And I have to sort of laugh at myself, even though I've hurt myself. You have to sort of see the funny side, don't you? Thought, I bet that looked really funny to somebody else who was just looking on. Yeah. I do the falling, stopping, falling eventually. I do that kind of fall, like a comic fall. I don't just go, boom. I go, tick, 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 boom. Am I going to fall? No, I'm not. I'm all right. No, I'm going to fall again. No, I'm all right. No, boom. Down. So I always think it's quite comedic. Oh, are you going again, Saturnian sun? Bye now. Yeah, I think a great comedic fall is good, yeah. Slapstick humour. That's what you've got to have in this world. If you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at? Yeah. I find most things amusing that people don't. I've always had a weird sense of humour. When you have to stop yourself laughing when you see somebody falling over in the street. I mean, the first thing you think about is, oh, I hope they haven't hurt themselves. And the second thing you do is laughing. Because they're so funny when they're falling, aren't they? Oh, it's her birthday month, Sonny, and yeah. I had a birthday week and I'm still going to have a birthday week because I'm going out tomorrow for lunch. And then I'm going out again on Tuesday. Oh, I can fall over an eyelash. Doesn't have to be anything there. You look round, don't you, to see what you've tripped over, and there's nothing there. And you think, well, what the heck? If you fall over a brick, you fall over a step, you've got a reason, haven't you, why you've fallen over. But when you fall over and there's nothing there and you look behind you to see if there's a stick, a step or whatever that you've fallen over, there's nothing there. And you think, what on earth have I just fallen over? I mean, when I nearly fell today, there was nothing there. I didn't fall over anything. I just and fell into the window bottom. And I'm like, whoa, what was that about? I was thinking, yeah. And I can't blame it on alcohol because I didn't have any. Hello, Rosie. Hello, my darling. Hello, sweetheart. Hello, beautiful. My little friend is here. My little Rosie. She's so dark, I don't know if you can see her or not. Rosie, say hello, Petal. There she is. She's beautiful. My beautiful little girl. What are you doing, Rose? Whoop! Can't put the camera back. What are you doing, Rosie? What's you doing? What's you doing? Do you want a wee wee? Is that what you want, a wee wee? Yes, she does. Excuse me, people. She needs a wee wee. Come on, then, if you need a wee. Shall I let you out? Hey. Come on, honey, then, if you need a wee. Oh, good girl. Yes, I know you're beautiful. Come on, darling. Let's go wee wee, then. You go wee wee. Come on, darling. Come on, Shippy. Let's go wee. Come on, darling. No, you can't have any cold. Let's go, Weebies. Let's go, Wee. Come on, honey. Come on, my darling. I'll have to go remember to bring her in again. Otherwise she starts barking at everything and everybody. So I'll have to remember to go and get her. Oh dear. Oh, thank you, Gloria. Yeah, my Rosie, she's a beautiful. She'd come to tell me she needs this. She needs to go potty. Yeah. She's beautiful. Oh, she's beautiful. She's a rescue dog from Romania, and she has got the beautiful. Well, I said she's got the most beautiful temperament, but she's very nervous. She doesn't know how to behave around other dogs. She wants to be friendly, but they think she's being aggressive, you know. So it's very sad. She can't make friends very well. And yeah, she's great with the other dog. And she doesn't like strangers. She's going to be a pain in the bum when my niece and my sister-in-law come tomorrow. She's going to be a pain in the bottom. I've left the light on to remind me to go and get her, because otherwise she digs up the garden. She's a pain for digging up the garden. And then I get in trouble because I haven't been out and watched her. But I'm sorry, but she can go and look after herself in the garden. I'm not going out in the dark looking after her. But usually when she comes to get me, she does need to go out. She will tell me. Yeah, Rosie, we don't know. She's been to 3 lots of classes, Rosie, and she passes them all with flying colours, but she really doesn't seem to know how to interact with strange dogs, you know. Some dogs she's fine with, and yet others. Yeah, we can hear the TV. The deafest pulse, the pair of. They probably haven't even noticed Rosie's missing yet. She's such a quiet little thing, you know. So they don't notice. Oh, I've had no more orbs coming down since before. I'll give her another 5 minutes and then I'll. Little dogs are the worst. Gigi was the so-and-so with Arian. He did not like Arian. He used to go and bite the back of his calf. And yet he was as amiable as can be with everybody else, but he just didn't like my son. I don't know why he didn't like my son. My son must have scared him in some way or another. But my son didn't like Gigi, so I think it was, you know, mutual. But Gigi used to run behind him and go the back of his calf. But he used to wear shorts all the time, my son, so that's probably why. bear calf. Gonna bite it. So when I said I wanted a chihuahua, it was all like, no, you're not having a chihuahua. I would have rather had a Rottweiler, to be quite honest, than the little thing, the fiddling thing. I still can't take it to her. She's a year old now. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't be cruel to her. I pat her and everything. And I think, I'll say, oh, hello, Trixie, and I'll pat her and nurse her and everything like that. But I can't take it to her. I really can't. Right, I better go and see if our Rosie wants to come in again now, otherwise before she starts barking at next door. She's a bit of a pain for that. Oh. Oh. Good girl. You're a good girlie, aren't you? You're coming in. You're coming in, sweetheart. Oh, you got me a sock. What you got? What you got? Hey? She's back. What you doing? What you doing, little girl? Oh, you're my sweetie pie, aren't you? You're my sweetheart. Hey, what you got? She's got a sock now. I want to play sock now. Oh, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? You shut the door behind you, haven't you? You're not going to be able to get out again now. Are you? You're not going to be able to get out because you shut the door. Silly bitty girlie. Hey, you lock yourself in. You lock yourself in. There you go. There you go. There you go. Oh dear. I'm back. Oh. Oh, she's gone again. She's off again. She's gone. As I said, we don't have accidents with Rosie. She's such a good little girl. She'll tell me if she needs to go out. Trixie, on the other hand, will wee wherever she happens to be. My daughter-in-law says, you don't read the signals. I thought she doesn't give me any. I know if Rosie comes in to me like late at night, that's what she wants. She wants to go to the garden. But Trixie, she'll just come downstairs and go and wee in the hall, Hello, Sari. Hello, Ems. Hello there. Oh, dear. I think that's the excitement done for the day now. Rosie's been out and had a wee. I don't think we'll see any more animals till later. Well, I was up at 7 o'clock this morning having a shower for the craft fair, so I'm absolutely tired out. I don't have to be up too early tomorrow because they're not coming for me till 1 o'clock. So I've got time. No crisps tonight. I had chippy. I had pudding and chips, although I didn't eat all the chips. I ate the pudding and part of the chips. I don't eat a lot these days, Lydia. I really don't. I opened up my Maltesers, but I've had about 5, and then I've just put them in the drawer. You finished a corner to corner. Do you know, I don't know why I don't like doing that stitch. I just really don't. I made my niece's son a blanket in corner to corner, and I hated it. And yet other people go, oh, it's so quick, I churn them out like sausages. And I'm like, really? Really, O'Reilly? Oh dear. Do you have to say I was so cold before? I am so warm now. So hot. The fire's dying down. Do you know, sometimes when we come in here in the morning, it's still kind of glowing. It's still warm, if you know what I mean. Better than the heating, central heating. Oh, blimey. That is costing a bomb, isn't it? It's pouring, is it? It's not pouring here, so keep your fingers crossed it doesn't come over here. I don't want it to rain tomorrow because I'm going out. And I definitely don't want it to rain on Monday because I'm going to the knit club and I don't want to get wet because I'm not using that stupid scooter. My scooter and I do not see eye to eye. I don't know what there is about it, why I just don't like the stitch. I don't mind the rain so much if I don't have to go out. You know, I don't mind looking at the rain. I don't mind sitting in the conservatory and watching it rain on the garden, you know. I don't mind that so much. I used to love watching the snow, but I hate going out in it. You know, here the rain doesn't come straight down, the rain comes at you. Hits you in the face, yeah. I've not heard anything about my scooter. I think he's hoping I'm going to keep it, but I've got news for him, I'm not. I am not keeping that scooter. I'm paying for the blooming thing, but I'm still not keeping it. Just when you're tight for money and they take £40 a month more off you because I've got a bigger scooter. It's like you feel like saying, I don't want it. It stings you in the face here, the rain, Chris. It really does sting. It's like needles, you know. The other night when I was coming home from knit club, I think it was Wednesday, it was hailstones and it was absolutely hitting me in the face, yeah. Oh, I love sunshine. I really do love sunshine. We never get the heat waves here. It's because we're so close to the sea. The sea breeze keeps the heat away. So when people, you know, like down south or something are going, oh my God, it's 90 degrees here. It's absolutely baking. And I'm going, oh, really? Really? The heat wave doesn't quite hit us up here. It might do if I was further inland. I mean, my garden. The craft fair was a bit poo, really. Nobody was buying anything, yeah. It wasn't slippery on my scooter, no, it was just hitting me in the face I didn't like. I was trying to pull my scooter cover up over my face because it was hitting me. I don't mind the cold, I don't like the rain hitting my face. And I can't say snow because we never get snow here. Apparently we're too close to the sea and the salt in the air stops us getting snow. We had about half an inch of snow last year and everybody was going crazy, snow! Like they'd never seen it before. Now I got myself another drink. Vimto this time. I'm so thirsty, I don't know why. I think it's this new pills I'm on. They put me on some different pills for my diabetes. I think it's them that's making me dry. It's one of those that comes with instructions, like you drink about 6 gallons an hour, you know. Hmm. I'm very bad at drinking all that. It's a good job I'm not a fella. I'd never drink pints. I could never get a pint of anything down me. I can drink it in halves, in bits, yeah, but I could never drink a pint. Yeah, I saw the snow on your videos, Jill, yeah. No, we don't get snow here. I used to in Manchester, yes, I did. I've been snowed in quite a few times because, I lived on a hill. Um, but here we're like 5 houses away from the sea. So apparently, it's the salt in the air keeps the snow away. We did get a little bit of ice last year, icy pavements, but we don't really get snow. I'm used to 2 or 3 inches of snow, where I used to live before. You'd wake up one morning and it'd be all quiet and you think it's a bit quiet. Look out the window and it's white everywhere. I used to love that. I just didn't obviously I never went out in it on my scooter because I couldn't go uphill in snow on a scooter. It just didn't have the power to get up the hill. But my neighbours were fantastic. I mean, I've always kept a good store cupboard because of my not being able to go out when it's wintry. I've always had enough. I've always had a loaf in the freezer. I've always had beans and cheese and butter and stuff. I've always had enough of that in. So that I didn't have to go out. And my neighbours were actually really brilliant. They would tap on the window and say, "Have you got enough bread, milk, whatever?" And I always had what I call the emergency milk in the garage, that long life stuff. Uh, I was what they would call probably a prepper. I miss it here because I've always had a wonderful store cupboard and a freezer full of stuff. And my son and daughter-in-law don't shop that way. They shop week to week. Whereas I always had to prepare, especially in the winter, thinking, well, if I'm stuck, I need meals. I need enough butter, eggs, flour, God knows what. So I always had loads of tins of soup and stuff. So there was always something that I could eat if I got stuck in the snow. As I say, my neighbours were brilliant. They would always ask me, did I need any bread or milk or anything like that? Oh dear. Every now and again it starts going in and out and I don't know what I'm doing. No, I think it's okay. I think it's just me. I'm struggling with this headband. Wish I hadn't put so much texture in it now. That's the trouble when you're doing like front post and back post. It takes too much wool and also it takes too long to do it. Looks nice in a headband though. But for what I'm selling them for, it's a lot of effort. It's a lot of effort to get about 50 pence profit. And I don't know why I'm doing them because I'm not doing any more craft fairs. I made my mind up. Craft fairs just not lugging your bags there, taking them all out, arranging your table, arranging your rails. When my back's going, no, it isn't worth it. I need a manager that will come and say, right, I'll take them all with you and I'll sell them all on commission. How much do you want for them? And whatever I sell them for, I'll keep the rest. Fantastic. That's great. You do that. But of course, nobody wants to do that. It's like my son was saying one of his friends makes leather goods and that, and he can't sell the leather goods and that. He's lucky if he makes £1 on anything he makes. It really stops you wanting to make anything, though. It does me. Stops me wanting to craft. No, the eBay, no, there isn't a monthly fee. You just get paid. They just take a commission on what you sell, and I think they charge you for the listings. I know when I sold my wool on eBay, they didn't take half as much off me. Oh, eBay don't take as much as Etsy, Chris. eBay doesn't take as much. All right, James, see you later. No, I didn't find eBay bad at all, Chris. When I sold all my wool the other few months back, they took minimal. Etsy would have took half of it. eBay took minimal. You know, people are going, oh, eBay takes a fortune. They don't. When you've tried to sell with Etsy, eBay is cheap. Really cheap, eBay. So I'm going to try that. I mean, I had loads of people contacting me saying they would have loved to buy my stuff, but they don't take 12% over here. Maybe they do in America, but they don't take it on anything that you're selling. When I sold my wool, they didn't take anything like 12%. I told you from out of £60 I earned on Etsy, they took £20 off me. £20 off me for fees. And then they took VAT, and then they took something else off me. So that's why I am not touching Etsy anymore. But eBay, no, they've not took that much off me, Chris. Maybe they do in America, but they don't over here. They've never took 12% off me. I mean, when I sold the wool, I've not tried that not on the high street and that. A friend of mine tried that, what's it called? New Monday or something. She didn't sell anything. And a lot of the other ones, like these Vinted and stuff, they only want stuff that you're selling off, like dresses and stuff that you've worn, the second hand. They don't want you trying to sell handcrafted stuff. Chris, honest to God, I don't even think I paid 10% on what I sold. When I sold my last things on eBay, I paid the listing fee, and whatever money I got for the wool, they gave it to me. And then they just charged me some fees afterwards, but it was nothing like 10%. Maybe it's different in the UK, I don't know. But of course, we've got no taxes. I didn't have to pay any taxes on anything because it was all classed as second-hand stuff, yeah. And then I got my postage cheaper through them. If you buy it through eBay, I was only paying £2 something when it was supposed to be £3 for the postage. No, I'm not knocking eBay at all, Chris. I really am not. Whether I'll sell anything is another matter. I sold all the wool. And when I was moving house, I sold all the clothes, yeah. But I honestly do not remember. I'm taking 10% off me. I would have noticed if they'd have took that. As I say, I'm not knocking eBay at all, Chris, but I'm definitely knocking Etsy on the head. Robbing bees there. Oh, you're all right, Rick. People come and go. I think Etsy will implode. I honestly think it will go to the wall because there's so many people who have left. Who said they're not going to use Etsy anymore. I mean, the fact that they're having to advertise so much makes me think that they're not getting the people. If they were getting the people, they wouldn't be doing all these crazy adverts on the telly for everything. And I believe, so I got told, I don't know if this is true, that if they feature any of your things on the TV, on the advert, you're paying for it. You pay for the advert or paying for part of the advert. I mean, apparently, with Etsy, I'm paying for some advertising that they're not giving me. So, no, end of story with Etsy, end of it. As soon as my stuff's not on automatic renewal, so as soon as it hits the buffer, they're not being renewed again. I got a web page made for me, but I've never used it because it wasn't one. It was one of those free ones, but you can only advertise 9 things on it at once. I've never bothered going into having a web page made because I just don't want a business anymore. I just want to sell off what I've got and end of story. I don't want to do it anymore. So I don't feel like paying, a couple of hundred for somebody to make me a web page. It'll all come out in the wash, no doubt. But I thought I'd give Etsy another try, and I'm sorry I did. I told you I'm going to TikTok on the beach wearing one of my skimpy tops. You'll see me blue with cold. I can't get on the beach anyway because I can't get down there. I can't negotiate the rocks to get down. Or if I got down as far as the beach, I'd have to get off my scooter because my scooter wouldn't do in the sand. Yeah. That's one thing I miss around here. There are no nice parks, greenery, grass, trees. There's nothing like that around here. It's just barren and concrete. Would be nice if you could have gone into a nice park where there's flowers or something. Take some lovely photographs of your stuff next to flowers. They're into flower to be seen round here. I'm sure they could have planted some like palm trees or something, on the seafront, instead of just vast expanses of concrete. Like they do in Torquay and places like that, where it looks vaguely pretty. A bit of grass, would be nice. But you can't have everything, can you? It's like the concrete jungle here. Yeah, I'm going to have to start to do something. I'm just lazy. It's my trouble. I'm lazy. I have all these bright ideas and I never put any of them into practice. So I'm lazy. When I had lovely garden and lovely decking when I was in Prestwich, I used to do, lovely pictures, lovely things, showing my flowers, showing everything, taking photographs in the garden next to the hedge. There's nowhere here. I've got fence and shed and nothing. I haven't got a nice, what I call, photo corner, photo place, anywhere I could take a nice photo. I haven't got one here. I always had, like you said, the decking. I always had the flowers. I always had the hedge. I always had everything. And it was really pretty. Here, this the concrete jungle. It was very pretty over there. I don't half miss it. And I miss the little birds. Here we've got squawky seagulls. I miss all the tiny little sparrows that used to sit in the hedge and talk to me. Every time I went outside to do a video, the little sparrows would start to talk to me. People used to notice it and say, oh, the little sparrows are talking. Then, of course, I had the lovely church bells that used to ring. And, I do miss all of that. I miss the garden. I used to sit out on that decking all summer long. Me and the doggies used to sit out there. I just don't feel inclined to sit out here. It's just not the same. Movement upstairs. Somebody wearing clogs again. Well, it's growing a bit, my headband, although it is very slow. It is very, very slow. Well, it's getting near bedtime because I'm a bit tired. I got up at 7 o'clock this morning. Well, I needed a shower, obviously, before I went out. And I'm not at my best first thing in the morning. Every time we put flowers in here, Rosie digs them up. We had hanging baskets last year, yeah. Christmas projects, what's that? I tell you, my mate, she made some beautiful wreaths and everything, and they were sold. And I'm so surprised. But she's got another craft fair next week, so maybe she'll do better there. She's taken the little headbands I had left, and she's taken some fingerless mitts and a couple of hats, so she might just sell them for me, you never know. I'm not holding out a lot of hope. As they say, you know what hope did? Hope died. See, I have done a bit. Look, I've done that much. I've used up most of my ball of wool, so it's going to cost me £2.25 or something in the wool, and I'll probably get £3 for it. So I've probably done all that crocheting for 50p. It's probably what I'll only get for it. Yeah. I'd love to sit on the porch in the country. I'd love to sit somewhere where there's green. I'm pining for green. Trees, green. Pretty things, rivers. I had a river at the bottom of the bottom of the street. I'm just missing like tinkling water, stuff like that. Hope floats, does it? No, hope dies in my case, I think. I don't often read anything like horoscopes or tarot cards or something. And it flashed up on my phone the other day and it goes, Sagittarius, you are going to be rich. And I thought, oh, really? Let me just check if my lottery has won. Let me just see. Have I won on the lottery? No, no, nothing. Somebody has sent me a $4.99 if I buy something on Etsy for about $25. Yeah, right, okay. I'm going to really do that, yeah. La, 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 la. Yeah, I'm going to go. It's midnight now. I'm going to be going in a minute because I need to get my beauty sleep because, my God, I need it. Sexy Harry Cornick Jr. Hope floats, does it? Hope nearly floats here. I tell you that. All that rain we've had, Jill. Can tell I'm tired. I'm getting everybody's name wrong now. I tell you, I didn't need a mobility scooter. I needed a canoe the other week. It was that bad. Right, I'm getting fed up now doing this grocery, so I think it's time I said goodbye. Well, it's called the lotto. It's the lottery over here, but I haven't won. They haven't sent me a message saying I've won. Maybe they'll send me one tomorrow. Do you know, I'm always hopeful. I've won an odd tenner here and there, and I've won a few lucky dips, but that's about it, yeah. Yeah, you too, and don't be doing any more falling over, Jill. Stand on your own 2 feet, love. It's the best way. Otherwise, if I was there with you, I'd probably laugh at you, love, so don't worry. Yeah, I've used a good half of my bowl. I've had enough now, but I've done a bit. I've actually done. It's pretty colours, isn't it? If anybody wants band that colour, I'll put it on eBay. You never know. You're looking at a raffle, do you? Right, people. I shall speak to you very, very soon. I'm going out to lunch tomorrow. Oh, so happy. Oh, you're on calf watch again. Oh, blimey. Right, I'll see you all very soon, and I'll see you. Oh, I've got my doggies have just come in again. Hello, hello, Trixel. Hello, Trixie. But Mummy wants you. Daddy wants you. Trixie, go, go on, go wee wee. Go on. Off you go, Trixie. She's gone. Right, bye all, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.